I'm Rantasmo, and the Golden Girls need more gay. When I was a kid, I thought that I hated the Golden Girls. I didn't want anything to do with this show about old ladies. I wasn't an old lady, I was a red-blooded American boy. With G.I. Joes and Ninja Turtles and a copy of Inner Child by Shanice. The thing is, I don't think I'd ever actually seen the Golden Girls. This may have been for the best, actually, because the show was a lot edgier than I've been led to believe.
I'm sorry, but I refuse to believe you have ever read a scientific journal.
Believe what you want, see if I care. Hypersexual bitch.
Despite their age, the four main characters were sexually active, some more than others, with a razor-sharp wit and a wild disregard for convention. And despite not actually having many gay characters, apart from Blanche's brother and the house cook, who mysteriously disappeared after the pilot, it might also be one of the gayest sitcoms in history, as demonstrated with this clip of Bernadette Peters singing the theme song.
You won't see the biggest kid could be for me, and the card I attached would say, thank you for being a friend.
If you're a gay man, a straight woman, or a really cool straight guy, then it's possible you've at some point played a game with your friends called Who's Which Golden Girl. Variations on this game might involve characters from Charlie's Angels, Sailor Moon, or Sex and the City. That last one tends to go hand in hand with the phrase, "Bitch, you Miranda." But it's the Golden Girls version that I find especially compelling, because it involves all the aspects of a gay identity so well. As is the case with many shows with four main characters, each of the Golden Girls falls into one of the four temperaments, a theory based on early Greek pseudoscience, which states that a person's character comes from a high concentration of one of four bodily fluids. But I think that a less gross way of describing these characters is through the use of drag queens. I really feel as though this show must have inspired about 1 million drag personas. We've got Dorothy, the smart, acerbic, unlucky in love wise-ass, sort of the Coco Peru of the group. Blanche is the promiscuous Southern belle, much like Lady Chablis. Rose, played by our patron saint of internet wish fulfillment, Betty White, is a sweet but naive ditz, much like Varla Jean Merman. And Sophia is the say-anything elderly firebrand, which I guess corresponds to Medea, because I can't think of anything better. The Golden Girls, which was originally going to be called Miami Nice, get it? Get it? Was already popular when it aired, but since then it's gained a pretty big following among young people, especially gay men, and particularly black gay men. It even partially inspired the logo sitcom Noah's Ark. It really was ahead of its time. Not only did it tackle issues like AIDS, coming out, and gay marriage almost 2 decades before it became a reality, it appealed to some of the more mundane anxieties that gay men suffer from. Loneliness, getting older, and living with a non-traditional family. Okay, so that last one's actually fairly common. But consider that a lot of LGBT people, especially in the 80s, had been rejected by their parents and siblings. Like the Golden Girls, they had to create new families out of friends they could trust. The Golden Girls showed us that getting older, losing loved ones, or being a little offbeat didn't have to be so terrible. And that there's no problem so big that it can't be solved with good friends and a little cheesecake. Or a lot of cheesecake.